Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Continuing with college football week 2. Finished week 1 plus 1.5 units. Suppose I'll take it. It wasn't as good as I'd like, but you know what? It's not red. so I'll take it. Let's move on to week 2. Talking Ole Miss at Tulane in this one. Interesting matchup. Tulane opens up 6.5 point underdogs at home here. Total opens up at 59.5. Let's dive in.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
So everyone's on Ole Miss in this game. Public's all over the Rebels. Line moves all the way up to 7.5, and it stays there for a few days, but now it's back down to 7 across the board. All right, so not that it means anything because it was against Mercer, but Jackson Dart was basically perfect in the opener. 334 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Ole Miss put up 73 points, which is the most they've scored in the 4 years Lane Kiffin's been there. But again, it was Mercer. I don't want to say who cares, but who cares? In fact, 143 yards rushing on just 4.3 yards per carry. If anything, I think that's a negative. 4.3 yards a carry against Mercer isn't impressive. But again, who cares? I'm tossing this whole game out because who cares? Ole Miss better be ready for this one because Tulane is not a joke. In case you didn't watch college football last year, Tulane went 12-2, including a 46-45 win over USC in the Cotton Bowl. Tulane was good as hell last year. They ranked just 44th in effective pass, but that was their worst rating of the main 4. 16th in effective run. On defense, they were 34th against the run, 25th against the pass. For a group of 5 program, those are excellent numbers. And Tulane brings back a ton of production from last season. Actually, both these teams do. They're ranked 30th and 31st in the FBS in estimated returning production. Ole Miss bringing back an estimated 80% of their offense, which is 13th in the FBS. Took a bit of a hit on the defensive side, though. Tulane's a little more balanced, 35th on offense, 46th on defense. Offensively, Tulane brings back their quarterback, Michael Pratt, and 4 of their 5 offensive linemen from last season. They did lose their left tackle, but they brought in Cameron Wire through the transfer portal. He's a 6th-year senior with 11 career starts at LSU, so that shouldn't be a problem. They also lost Tajay Spears at running back, which is huge. He's now backing up Derrick Henry on the Tennessee Titans, but they like this kid Clayton Johnson. They actually brought him in through the portal last year from Colorado as just a redshirt freshman. Is he going to be productive as Spears? Probably not, but I don't see the running back position as a problem. I think this offense should be good again. And they certainly got off to a good start this year. They beat South Alabama 37-17. Look at quarterback Michael Pratt's stat line. 14 of 15, 294 yards and 4 touchdowns. And South Alabama isn't some FCS school. South Alabama went 10-3 and played in a bowl game last year. Tulane handled the shit out of them. Now, to be fair, South Alabama's defense was ranked just number 73 in the FBS last year, so not great. But Ole Miss was ranked just number 52, so not even that much better. And there's a lot of question marks surrounding the Ole Miss defense this year. First of all, they're only returning 3 starters from last year's defense. Of the other 8 starters, 6 of them came in through the transfer portal. 6. And on top of that, they got a new defensive coordinator out there. So you got a new DC with a defense who, for the most part, has never played together, playing against an offense with the quarterback and basically the entire offensive line back. And this is an offense that scored a lot of points at home last year. They averaged over 450 yards and 5 touchdowns a game at home last season. I think we can count on Tulane scoring points on Ole Miss in this one. So then the question becomes, can we count on the Tulane defense to make stops against this Ole Miss offense? Good news is they completely shut down the South Alabama run game last week, just 75 rushing yards on 2.3 yards per carry, and South Alabama's offense was pretty good last year. The bad news is, sure, defensively, you can compare South Alabama to Ole Miss a little bit, but offensively, those 2 programs don't even belong in the same sentence. According to BetaRank, Ole Miss was the 20th ranked offense overall last season, 4th in effective rush, 55th in effective pass. So this is a top 25 offense last year. Certainly not comparable to South Alabama. They did take some losses, though. Their 2 leading receivers, Malik Heath and Jonathan Mingo, are both in the NFL. Also, running back Zach Evans is gone. He's on the Rams. They still have Judkins, though, who's technically the RB1, so technically Evans was the backup running back last year, but he was a big part of the offense. He had like 800 yards rushing, something like that. And they bring back just 2 of their offensive linemen from last season. But it's Lane Kiffin. He's got his quarterback back, Jackson Dart. Like I said, Judkins is back as running back, and that kid's a freak. I just don't see any reason why this Ole Miss offense isn't right back in the top 25 again this year, despite losing 3 offensive linemen. So I like Tulane to score points on Ole Miss, but I like Ole Miss to score points right back. I think we're looking at a shootout in this one. I know 63 is a super high total, but you want to know the totals of Tulane's last 8 games to finish out last season? 91, 73, 51, 83, 69, 40, 66, 76. Ole Miss averaged 78.8 offensive plays per game last season, 5th highest in the FBS. I'm thinking points. So I'm taking the over at 63 and definitely betting the over here. As far as betting aside, I'm probably going to end up taking the points with Tulane as well. If you can get it at 7.5, take it now. Basically, my thinking is if we're looking at a shootout, I'd love to have an extra 7 points in my pocket. So definitely over 63, probably also betting Tulane plus 7. If you're interested in the top bets or want to join the NFL against the spread contest, want to join the Discord, any of that, head over to KyleKirms.com for more information on that stuff. College football week 2. A lot of games on the board, a lot of value. Make sure you bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.